Okay. Question: What you talking about, Vega?
Maybe.
Spain.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Because that was also, it was like, man, the world as a kid is just so weird because the world is fucked up and you have so many questions. So that's
maybe
when
Ryu. Because Ryu.
Ryu
yeah,
looks
it
white.
had-
Yeah. So maybe it was Ryu.
Yeah.
But definitely Ryu or Vega. Those two make the most sense. Especially 'cause I used to be confused as shit that like everybody that was from Spain was white, but they spoke Spanish. And I was like, okay, cool. So Spanish, obviously, is from Spain. But most of the people speak Spanish don't look like they're from Spain. How the hell did Spanish get all the way to all them other places? And as a kid, you just sitting there like, I don't get that. Why do we speak English in America? English is from England. And you're just a kid trying to figure this shit out. And then you find out by like when you're 10 years old, all this horrible shit.
Didn't happen. Yeah. Mass genocide and yeah, the English came from here, there, and everywhere and took over, and the Spanish came and took over. And
Can you believe these dirty motherfuckers had us dressing up as pilgrims and shit?
oh, yo,
Acting like it
that
was
is
all
fucked
gravy.
up.
You know what I'm saying? Acting like it was all gravy, then find out my black ass was a slave. Won't even thought about being an what the fuck?
Hey, why did all the white kids get to be Indians?
Right? What is this? We're going to kill you, take your land, and dress our children up like you,
Look at this.
and have y'all all dancing with us like it was all gravy.
Oh, that is
And then
dirty.
you just feel violated, like
That's dirty.
they talk because they don't even tell you the real shit. They just be like, there were slaves. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, people
Niggas
that do
had
their own
slaves.
work.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
cool. Yeah.
Then you'd be like, they used to beat the slaves. Damn. That's fucked up. And then you start looking at the pictures like, huh, that slave kind of look like me. Eh, so did that one. Hey, man, hold the fuck. Start going pages and pages and pages.
Yeah, no joke. When did we find out where the slaves came from?
I think like 4th or 5th grade. Probably
When we
4th.
got by the trade? Oh, man, that was a ways down the road.
Nah. Well, in Norfolk, we learned about it like 4th grade. Or, you know what? It's hard for me to know when I learned shit because I used to read the history books like for the fuck of it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
I
so
did
like
too. Yeah,
if
so-
we supposed to be on chapter 10. I'm on like chapter 13 because like, hey, here's the interesting shit.
Yeah, or a picture caught my eye, and now I'm reading that whole fucking chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked up like that too. That and my science books too, same way.
Just history.
Science.
I
got
did
my-
not give a fuck about science.
Science got me good.
You know what? I got a funny ass story. I don't know if I ever told you this shit though, but part of the reason, because I always believed that human beings built the pyramids. I feel like obviously the natives built the pyramids in Mexico, and the Africans built the pyramids in Africa. Like, this is so much to it. I'm not gonna get to all the details, but the only reason that people don't think it was like humans and they think it's aliens and shit is because like they can't figure out, like, they're like, oh well, we can't figure out how it was done. And it's like, yeah, that's because you're you. Like, it's
Yeah, we grew up handicapped compared to them.
Yeah, and it's like the history of black people is basically black people doing shit and everybody else looking like, how the fuck did they do that? So it's like
Oh, they taught us burn it down, no trace.
that too, and
No
it's like,
trace.
don't forget what was that shit called that the Christians did, where the Christians was going around for like about 150, 300 years or some shit.
Just
Burn-
mowing other motherfuckers down.
Yeah, and burning all of
On
their
books.
science.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's just
The
like
Crusade.
the fucking crusade.
God damn.
The Spanish motherfuckers, right?
I think it.
Or am I thinking about something totally different? The Spanish Inquisition and the Crusades, two different things? Fuck it. Y'all let us know.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was the Crusades though, but yeah.
Yeah, y'all love when Garen be wrong about some shit.
Yeah, please let us know on that one.
Yeah.
The Crusade, I think.
But yeah, so you got shit like that, and then but a perfect reason behind why I'm just like y'all couldn't figure out anyway. It's just like when I was in elementary school, so this is probably like between 3rd to 5th grade, we had a substitute teacher in one of my science classes, and I'll never forget this shit because it was a white dude, cool cat, kind of older. I mean, like, you know, he was cool if he's a substitute student. He got our full undivided attention and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we had been studying batteries and how they work, what different types of batteries, all that shit. And the sub is in there like, oh, this y'all lucky day. Y'all learning about batteries. Batteries is my thing. I love batteries, and any kind of questions you have about batteries and shit, you know, I study batteries and blah, blah, blah. Batteries is thing. So one of the black kids raised their hand. It's like, well, I got a question. It's like, shoot. Like, how come a battery will run out of charge and it'll be dead, but then you put it in the freezer for a couple of days and it's like it's brand new? And all the black kids, yeah, why does that work? White kids scratching their heads like, the fuck you talking about? And the teacher, what? Like, he hadn't even heard of that shit. He was like, what do you mean?
I still don't know the answer to that though.
Me neither.
I still don't know.
Yeah.
Now I gotta YouTube this shit.
Yeah, right.
Got
it's-
Googles.
You know what I'm saying? He was just like, oh, like because he was trying to talk to the dude, like, oh no, you must be mistaken. That can't be. What kind of batteries?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like AA batteries, motherfucker. The kind you put in your remote control. Like,
You talking about putting brand new batteries in the freezer, sir?
you know what I'm saying?
Like, no, sir.
nigga, use ones.
Yeah,
So
dead
he's-
ones.
So when he's starting to talk to the kid, like, no, you must be mistaken, or it might have been a fluke. But all the other black kids like, no, motherfucker, that shit worked. Like, we all in there like, nah, we wouldn't know the answer. Like, none of us that shit don't make sense to none of us. And he was just like, well, I don't know. And it's just like, that's the fucking pyramids. As a motherfucking expert on architecture, a fucking architecture expert coming around talking about, well, they couldn't have been man-made because I can't figure it out. So it just couldn't have been. Nah, nigga, it's just niggas doing shit and you just can't figure it out.
Yeah, you just can't think of it. That's all. Hey.
Same thing happened with the B-Boys. When B-Boys first came out in the 70s and shit, they used to look at those motherfuckers like they were magicians. Like, it was an optical illusion. How are they making it look like they're spinning on their head? No, they're actually spinning on their fucking heads. That's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Remember when that Crump movie came out? Rise?
Yeah.
And they put it out. They put the trailer out first, and then like after a month, so many people were like thinking that they sped it up. Like, those kids aren't dancing like that. They had to put a disclaimer: we did not fast forward any of this footage.
I didn't even know that people thought they sped it up.
Yeah,
That's
because
weird.
I just can't believe how
That's
is
weird.
it? How
So
is it
it's like the
done?
Jabberwockies, somebody camera tricking them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how
And then-
how would they do this? Where are the strings?
Yeah, the shit's
Oh, shit.
live.
Yeah, I mean, like I talked to
Motherfuckers
when I was working in Domino's. It was a dude that worked there. It was like a science fiction geek, like loved everything science fiction.
Mm-hmm.
And the preview for You Got Served came out, and same fucking shit. People just couldn't figure out how these children doing this. It must be strings. It must be special effects. So they had to put another trailer out with a disclaimer saying there are no strings in this movie, no special effects in this movie. And the science fiction dude, all science fiction shit be having fucking strings and special effects and shit, is coming to me because he knows I be popping and shit. Like, you see the commercial, they talking about there's no strings. It has to be strings. No, there's no strings, dude. He's like, you believe that? Yeah, because it's true. He's like, Garen, there's somebody that slides across the floor on their head. It's like, yeah.
Ain't that the wrong movie? I was thinking of that shit too. Thinking about that scene too. The Chris Brown jank. Like, he was sliding on his elbow. Oh no, you talking about Homeboy? He slid on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
I was like,
Okay.
Chris Brown was in You Got Served?
Nah, I think that was Stomp the Yard. But he slid on his elbow. Clean.
Man, the movie sucks so bad I can't do it. I can't get past the first 5 minutes.
I'm not gonna sit there and defend this at all. I loved it, but I can't defend that.
Oh yeah, another one, because I wanted Joey to come here because I wanted to talk to him about Heat. Because Cruz got me to watch Heat.
Hold on. You really just watched Heat?
When I watched it when I was a kid, so when it first came out on VHS, I watched it then.
Uh-huh.
That's like what, 13 we were? How old were we?
Yeah,
Like 13?
Yeah, we were dumb young.
Yeah.
But then when sound systems came about in the house, like when you could have a bass tube and all that shit,
That
Heat
was
was the
the
fucking
shortest.
movie.
All right, so that's funny you mentioned that because I'll get to it.